will whisper don't, while regret screams, why didn't you choose wisely? Because one fades and the other lingers forever. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to imagine a moment in your life when fear grabbed you by the collar and said, you can't do it. Don't even try. We all have those moments, don't we? Those times when fear tries to pin us down, to freeze us in our tracks. But here's the truth: fear is nothing but a temporary shadow, a fleeting whisper. It's a passing storm that clouds your vision but doesn't define your journey. The real tragedy lies not in the fear itself, but in what happens when you let it win. Because while fear is a momentary pause, regret is a lifelong burden. It's that gnawing feeling that you missed out, that you could have been, done, achieved so much more. Regret is the weight that drags you down, the chains that keep you from soaring. So today, I'm going to lay out the key points that will help you navigate and overcome this challenge. Listen closely, because understanding these insights will empower you to handle fear and avoid the regret that follows. Fear fades in the heat of the moment. Fear might feel overwhelming, like a storm cloud engulfing your entire view. It wraps around you with a suffocating grip, making every decision feel like a monumental risk. It's like being paralyzed by a sudden fierce wind that makes every step seem treacherous and uncertain. But here's the crucial truth: this intense fear is not a permanent fixture in your life. It's a temporary, fleeting sensation, a storm that will eventually pass and leave you with clearer skies. As that storm of fear eventually clears, you're left with the calm aftermath. The immediate threat you felt has dissipated, and the world starts to look more manageable again. But here's where the real challenge lies: the opportunities that slipped away during your bout with fear don't simply vanish along with it. Those moments you chose to retreat, to let fear dictate your choices, transform into lingering regrets. They don't fade like fear does. Instead, they embed themselves into your memory. These regrets become more than just fleeting thoughts. They become a part of your life's fabric. They are persistent reminders of what you could have achieved if only you had been brave enough to push through. Each missed opportunity is a ghost of what might have been, replaying in your mind as a continuous loop of what ifs and if onlys. Regret is not just a passive feeling, it's a force that follows you, subtly but powerfully. It influences your self-perception and impacts your future decisions. While fear may have been a transient obstacle, the regrets stemming from letting fear control you become a constant weight you carry. They affect your confidence, your drive, and your ability to take risks in the future. So as you move forward, remember that the fleeting nature of fear stands in stark contrast to the enduring shadow of regret. And in that contrast lies the true cost of letting fear dictate your path. Regret is lasting, unlike fear, which is a fleeting emotion that can come and go. Regret is a heavy, persistent burden. It's the weight of dreams that were never chased, ambitions that were left unfulfilled, and opportunities that slipped through your fingers. When you look back on those moments where you let fear hold you back, you carry the weight of those unpursued dreams with you. Regret doesn't fade easily. It sticks with you, lingering in your thoughts and coloring your reflections on the past. It's like a shadow that follows you, a reminder of the roads not taken and the chances missed. This weight isn't just a distant memory, it's an active presence that affects how you view yourself and your choices. When you let fear dictate your actions, you're not just avoiding a temporary discomfort, you're setting the stage for a future filled with regret. Each decision you made to avoid taking risks becomes a piece of that burden, compounding over time. Regret takes root in your heart and mind, growing with each passing year until it becomes a constant companion. The intensity of regret is profound because it's tied to the deepest parts of who you are. It's about the person you could have become and the life you might have lived if only you had pushed past the fear. This burden doesn't just pass with time, it becomes a defining element of your personal history, a reminder of the potential that was left unrealized. Fear paralyzes. When fear takes hold, it has the power to stop you dead in your tracks. It grips you so tightly that every movement feels impossible, every decision daunting. It's as if your entire being is frozen in place, unable to move forward. This paralysis is not just a temporary inconvenience, it fundamentally prevents you from making progress or achieving your goals. When you succumb to fear, you allow it to dictate your actions. It sows seeds of doubt that grow into massive barriers. You begin to question your abilities, second-guess every choice, and hesitate at every turn. This paralysis keeps you from seizing opportunities and taking risks, which are essential for personal growth and success. Instead of advancing, you remain stuck, watching as potential opportunities pass by. The grip of fear can also create a cycle of inaction. The more you avoid confronting your fears, the stronger they become, and the more immobilized you feel. This cycle not only halts your immediate progress, but can also stifle your long-term development. Each time you let fear control you, you reinforce the habit of retreating rather than facing challenges. This paralysis is not merely about physical stillness, it also affects your mental and emotional state. Fear can cloud your judgment, limit your creativity, and drain your motivation. When fear is allowed to take charge, it diminishes your ability to think clearly and act decisively. The result is a stunted growth, where the potential you once had remains untapped, and progress becomes a distant dream. Regret steals joy. Living with regret over missed opportunities and unfulfilled ambitions can profoundly diminish your happiness and peace. When you're burdened by the weight of what could have been, you carry a constant sense of loss. This lingering regret doesn't just occupy a small corner of your mind, it seeps into your daily life, casting a shadow over your experiences and interactions. Regret isn't just a fleeting thought, it's an emotional drain that saps your joy. It's the gnawing feeling that you let chances slip away, that you could have achieved more or lived differently. This sense of missed potential becomes a recurring theme in your life, overshadowing moments that could otherwise be filled with satisfaction and contentment. As you dwell on what you didn't do, you find it difficult to fully appreciate what you have now. The joy you could experience in the present is overshadowed by the ghost of regret. Instead of savoring achievements and finding pleasure in current successes, your focus is consumed by what's lost. This focus on past failures or missed opportunities can prevent you from fully engaging with and enjoying the present moment. Regret also affects your future happiness. It sets up a cycle where you're constantly reflecting on the past with a sense of dismay, making it hard to move forward with optimism. The ongoing presence of regret acts as an emotional barrier, preventing you from embracing new experiences and finding joy in new possibilities. Instead of living freely and joyfully, you remain tethered to a past that you can't change, robbing you of the peace and happiness that could otherwise be yours. Action conquers fear. When fear seizes control, it feels like an immovable force that holds you back. But here's the truth: the act of moving forward, even if it's just a small step, begins to dismantle that grip. Every deliberate action you take towards your goals chips away at the power of fear. The process is gradual but powerful. Each step you take, no matter how minor, disrupts the stronghold that fear has over you. It's like pushing against a dam. The more you push, the more the structure begins to give way. As you take action, you start to see results, gain confidence, and build momentum. This growing sense of accomplishment serves as a counterweight to fear, reducing its intensity and influence. Action breaks the cycle of inaction that fear creates. When you act, you move beyond the paralysis that fear imposes, and in doing so, you shift the focus from what you're afraid of to what you're working towards. Each effort you make forces fear to retreat, proving to yourself that you are capable and resilient. Taking action also reveals that fear is often based on illusions or exaggerations. As you confront challenges head on, you start to see that the obstacles you feared were not as formidable as you imagined. This realization further diminishes fear's power, showing you that many of the barriers were self-created rather than real. Consistent action fosters resilience. With each step you take, you build a track record of overcoming fear and achieving progress. This track record strengthens your resolve and reduces fear's grip as you come to trust in your ability to face and surmount challenges. Thus, action doesn't just counter fear, it actively transforms it into a manageable and less intimidating force. Regret builds walls when you allow regret to take root. It constructs invisible barriers that confine you and limit your potential. These walls aren't physical structures, but psychological barriers that shape your mindset and restrict your actions. Each regret you carry acts like a brick, stacking up to form a wall that separates you from future opportunities. This wall of regret serves as a constant reminder of past mistakes and missed chances. It's a mental barrier that influences how you approach new challenges and risks. When regret dominates your thoughts, it makes you wary of stepping outside your comfort zone. You become hesitant to pursue new goals or take on new challenges for fear of repeating past errors or facing further disappointment. The presence of regret also diminishes your willingness to embrace opportunities. As you look at potential risks, the wall of regret makes you more cautious and less inclined to take action. The fear of making mistakes rooted in past regrets becomes a powerful deterrent, making it difficult to seize new chances and explore new paths. Regret can create a cycle of inaction. The more you let regret influence your decisions, the more you reinforce these psychological walls. This cycle traps you in a state of inertia, where past mistakes become a self-fulfilling prophecy, preventing you from moving forward and achieving your full potential. These walls of regret not only confine you, but also distort your perception of yourself. They contribute to a mindset that focuses on limitations rather than possibilities. This perspective shift can lead to a diminished sense of self-efficacy, making it even harder to break free from the barriers you've constructed and to reach for the future you aspire to. Courage opens doors when you muster the strength to face your fears. You're not just confronting an emotional barrier, you're actively unlocking new pathways in your life. Courage acts as the key that opens doors to opportunities and experiences that would otherwise remain closed. Every act of bravery, no matter how small, has the power to reveal possibilities that fear had kept hidden. When you step into the unknown with courage, you're breaking through the limitations that fear imposes. This act of facing your fears often leads to discovering new opportunities, whether it's a chance to advance in your career, build new relationships, or explore untapped potentials. By choosing courage over fear, you open yourself to a range of experiences that enrich your life. It's like walking through a doorway you didn't even know was there, discovering new facets of yourself and the world around you. Each courageous step you take reveals more about what you're capable of and what you can achieve, expanding your horizons in ways you couldn't have imagined before. Courage also transforms your approach to future challenges. With each door you open, you gain confidence and experience that prepare you for new opportunities. This growing resilience enables you to face future fears with greater assurance, knowing that you have successfully navigated past obstacles and unlocked new possibilities. Courage acts as a catalyst for growth and discovery. It dismantles the barriers that fear constructs and paves the way for you to explore new dimensions of your life. By facing fear with courage, you become an active participant in shaping your own future, gaining access to opportunities that might otherwise have been forever out of reach. Regret creates what-ifs. When regret settles in, it doesn't just disappear, it plants seeds of doubt and longing that grow into persistent questions. These what-ifs are the echoes of missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential that linger in your mind. They are the haunting queries that make you look back and wonder about alternate paths and lost chances. Every time you reflect on past decisions with regret, these what-ifs resurface, asking questions like, what if I had taken that chance, or what if I had chosen a different path? They become a repetitive loop, replaying scenarios of what might have been and keeping you fixated on the past. This fixation prevents you from fully engaging with the present and moving forward with clarity. The what-ifs born from regret are not just fleeting thoughts, they become deeply ingrained in your psyche. They shape how you view your past choices and often lead to a continual process of self-reproach and second-guessing. These questions can overshadow your achievements and positive experiences, leaving you preoccupied with alternative realities rather than appreciating your current circumstances. The constant presence of what-ifs creates a sense of being trapped in the past. Instead of living fully in the present and embracing future possibilities, you find yourself caught in a cycle of regretful reflection. This trap can make it difficult to take proactive steps towards new goals or opportunities, as you are consistently drawn back to reconsidering missed chances. Regrets what-ifs also influence your future decisions. The anxiety and dissatisfaction stemming from these questions can lead to indecision and hesitation, as you become overly cautious to avoid repeating past mistakes. This cycle of second-guessing can stifle your growth and prevent you from fully pursuing new opportunities. Fear's temporary discomfort. Fear is often experienced as a momentary spike of pain or uncertainty. It's that sharp, fleeting feeling that grips you when you're faced with a challenge or a new situation. This discomfort can manifest as anxiety, doubt, or apprehension, and it can feel intense in the short term. However, this feeling is transient, lasting only for a short period as you navigate through the situation that provoked it. During these moments of fear, it might seem overwhelming, like a cloud that blocks your vision and makes everything seem more daunting. But this emotional discomfort is typically brief, dissipating once you confront the source of your fear or once the situation is past. It's a temporary hurdle in the broader context of your life's journey. In contrast, the sting of regret is far more enduring. While fear might cause immediate distress, its effects are limited to a specific moment or series of moments. Regret, on the other hand, extends far beyond these fleeting periods of discomfort. It's the lasting impact of missed opportunities and unfulfilled potential that persists long after the moment of fear has passed. Regret is a constant reminder of what could have been, lingering as a weight on your conscience. The discomfort of fear is a momentary challenge that you face and overcome, while regret is a persistent shadow that follows you. The pain of fear is temporary, often fading as you move past it, but the regret of not having acted remains, casting a long-lasting impact on your sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. Regret reflects unfulfilled potential. When you look back with regret, you're often seeing a reflection of the potential that remained untapped. Each regret is a poignant reminder of the possibilities you once had but did not pursue. It highlights the gap between what you could have achieved and what you actually accomplished, pointing to the opportunities that slipped through your grasp. This sense of unfulfilled potential is not just about missed chances, it's about the latent possibilities that you let go of. Each time you reconsider a decision you regret, you're not just recalling a past mistake, you're visualizing a version of yourself that could have been more successful, more fulfilled, or more accomplished. This reflection becomes a lens through which you view your past actions and decisions, constantly reminding you of the path not taken. The impact of this unfulfilled potential is significant because it goes beyond mere missed opportunities. It touches on a deeper sense of what you could have achieved if you had acted differently. Regret magnifies this missed potential, making it a focal point of your reflection. It serves as a persistent reminder of the gap between your current self and the person you might have become. Each regret associated with unfulfilled potential becomes a point of comparison. It constantly places you in a position where you measure your achievements against what you perceive could have been. This ongoing comparison can lead to a sense of dissatisfaction and self-reproach as you grapple with the reality of what you missed out on versus what you have accomplished. In the end, fear and regret are two sides of the same coin. Fear may be the temporary storm that makes you hesitate, but regret is the storm that lingers, casting shadows on the rest of your life. Each moment you let fear control you, you build walls that confine your potential. Each instance of regret builds barriers to joy and fulfillment, trapping you in a cycle of what could have been. But let me leave you with this. The power to break free from this cycle lies in your hands. Courage is your weapon, action is your shield. Every step you take towards your goals is a step away from the grip of fear. Every action you take is a blow to the walls of regret. Don't let fear dictate your future or let regret steal your joy. Embrace the discomfort of fear, confront it head on, and let it be the catalyst for your greatest achievements. You are the architect of your destiny. Don't let fear and regret define you. Instead, let your courage and action pave the way to a life lived fully, to a future where regret has no place. Stand tall, face your fears, and seize the opportunities that await you. The only true failure is not trying at all. So go out there and make your mark. The world is waiting for you to step into your greatness.